Okay, we're actually going to start today's garden update inside. Why? Because I actually waited too long to do the filming of the garden update, and a lot of the garden update is already inside in bags in the refrigerator and waiting to be canned. So you can see that the tomatoes are doing much better than I'd feared. Everything's coming in, the brandywine, the beefsteak. We've got the last of the cucumbers. We've still got some peppers coming on. This is just a little bit of the corn that I've harvested so far. This, I just noticed that on camera this doesn't look good. It's really not a problem. It's just a gap between the rows of kernels. We've harvested all of the onions, all of the carrots. We're done with those for the year, at least for this crop. We may be replanting. We're pretty much done with the broccoli, but I'll show you that once we get outside. So here we are down in the garden. You can see we're looking at the Bantam corn. Actually, the Bantam corn that's in some places 8 feet tall now. Coming on pretty well. A lot of these ears have been picked at this point, and the ones that haven't picked have some more development to do. So that's where we are with that. The sunflowers are doing well. We've got some of them have bloomed already. Up there you can see, I think you can see, we've already got some visitors on the sunflower blooms. Got a lot of bees, a lot of pollinators coming in. Got a lot of ants coming into the, so I'm not sure if you can see that, but we got a lot of ants up around the heads of these sunflowers. Not really sure why that is, but it is. Now we come over here to the pride and joy, the tomatoes. I'm not sure if you can see this. There are tomatoes just everywhere. Let me try to get a better angle on this. Tomatoes everywhere. Now you'll notice that my plants, or maybe you can notice, that my plants actually don't look too good. They're all falling over. That has a lot to do with, I'm kind of a victim of my own success here. The tomatoes and the plants have grown to the point that the metal, the aluminum, I guess they're aluminum or steel or whatever they're made out of, cages aren't able to support the weight. They've fallen over several times. I've put them back up. We've gotten to the point that several of the welds have broken. That said, the plants are still pretty healthy, except for a few areas where you'll see some yellow and some brown. This looks a little bit like blight, but I think we're so far past having a problem with that. I don't think it's going to give us any problems. It's not showing up in any of the fruit, and we're a couple of weeks, if not days, away from all the fruit coming off these plants. So I think we're okay. We've got the pepper plants. They're still doing well. Getting a couple peppers a day off of them usually. We've got the green beans. They're pretty much done. I could probably come down through and get one more harvest off of the green beans, but they're pretty much done for the year. Over here you can see the weeds have pretty much taken over where the cucumbers and the zucchini were. That's all right. They're pretty much done for the year as well. Got a couple of broccoli plants here that I'm waiting on. They may or may not come back. And we've gotten quite a bit off of them anyway. Now, a little bit. Up here we've got the red beans, which are doing just fine. They're about to die. That's good. That's what we need them to do. They'll die, and then once they're dried out, we'll harvest the bean pods off the plants. Up here's where the carrots and onions were. Those have all been harvested, and the weeds are taken over. What I haven't shown you down here is the one lone thyme plant that I put in for my son. It's doing well. It's probably ready to harvest. And then we've got the rhubarb down here, which was just planted this year. It's not ready to be harvested. Did quite well, but it'll be another year, possibly as much as 2, before we're ready to harvest it. So that's my garden review, such as it is. We're winding things up. We're probably, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 weeks away from coming in here and taking everything to the ground so we can get our fall crops started. we'll talk about what we're going to do in that regard once we're ready to do that. So thanks for joining me today for the garden update. Had a really good year so far with the garden. Hope that continues. Like I said, we're getting ready to do our final harvest of the initial planting and getting ready for our fall crops. Hopefully the greenhouse will be part of that as well. So I hope you liked the video. Hope you got something out of it. As always, if you did, please give us a minute to like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more like this, please click the subscribe button. So thanks a lot and have a great week.